want to say anything?
Thanks.
All right. Tony Lanning is here with me somewhere. And if you need anything, come see Tony or I. We'll be happy to help you. Neil Stremmel is also here. He's in charge of the rules.
They say that I'm such a weirdo. Tattoos from my toes to my earlobe. As a role model, I never had a hero. I learned how to live through the stereo. Coming from where I come from, the inner video. Everything you see ain't what it appears. Everything that I built made that from zero, then added a zero. I am my hero. If they imagine what it's like in my mind, it's beauty and catastrophe at the same time. Remember they laughed at me when it was game time. Now I know they're mad at me, but you can't find. I'm not from the day. I come alive at night. I'm not what you used to and recognize. They all on the ground. I'm taking flight and you want to join me. I promise you won't fight.
Game one here at the Shawnee Classic. So A squad and B squad today bowl 8 games. So right now they're bowling 8 games and then they take a break and then we take in B squad to bowl the second squad of the day. They'll bowl 8 games and then tomorrow we come back and we do the reverse. So B squad bowls first, A squad bowls second, and then we cut to the top 12 for match play after that, and then the step ladder finals. 7 games to go. We'll come back with an update on who's leading and all that after game 2. Just because of the fact that game 1 is I think it was a pretty even field. There's a few couple 250, 260 games, but after that it was pretty even across the whole board. So we'll come back in a couple minutes here with an update after game 2. Kyle Troop is currently leading at plus 95. Joseph Grondin is just behind him at plus 93. And then we have Matt Russo, Thomas Larson, and Cortez Shank in fifth. The cut number at 12 is plus 49, who's Jake Peters currently. And above him is Tom Doherty, Francois Lavoie, Dick Allen, Kevin Williams, Sean Maldonado, and Tom Hess. Everybody's kind of seeing a little bit weird going pair to pair just because of the fact that they are a little bit longer with bowling. I believe on Billy Hardwick or Bear. It's Bear. They're just a little tricky, 41 feet in this building, which is a little bit trickier now on the long versus yesterday on the shorter pattern that the PTQ bowlers bowled on. But a lot of scores out here still and plenty of room to improve. Again, this is just a matter of who gets into the right ball at the right time and how quickly they get into that ball. So it's just a matter of playing the game, strategizing and kind of seeing what the pairs are doing pair to pair. That's why all the ball reps are here. Everybody's kind of helping out, kind of see the transition pair to pair. So it's just a matter of who can catch it quicker. Kyle Troop is currently leading at 127 over. And then we have Dick Allen, Zach Tackett, Cortez Shank, Sean Maldonado, Kevin Williams, Joseph Grondin, Tom Hess, Matt Russo, Tom Smallwood, Hildemar Ruiz, and then Brian Robertson who comes into the number at plus 64. So that's after 3 games. They're about to finish game 4. I'll come back with a game 4 update once they have the scores up and posted. But now the transition is really hit. You can tell a lot of players are trying to figure out if they need to go further in or stay on the outside part of the lane and go back into urethane. Everybody's trying to make spares as best as possible. I feel like at least half of everybody's games, except for a handful of people, are filled with spares. So spare game is the name of the game right now, and as many strikes as you could possibly get right now. They're getting harder because of the fact that they are becoming flatter as they are moving around and transitioning. So everybody's just trying to find something that works for them specifically. After 4 games, Dick Allen is leading at 173 over. We then have Zach Tackett, Cortez Shank, Kyle Troop is in 4th, Thomas Larson in 5th, Jesper Svensson, Sean Maldonado, Joseph Grandin, Tom Doherty, Arturo Quintero, Justin Knowles, and then Eldemar Ruiz is the current cut number at plus 71. Tom Hess is just outside the number at plus 70, and there is a lot of high plus 60s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, still a lot of room for everybody to improve. A lot of people can still drop out. They are getting trickier just based off of ball reaction. So the quicker somebody can get ball reaction going the right way for them is the name of the game right now, and whoever can make the most amount of spares. Right now there's a lot of splits on the board, a lot of missed spares on the board. It is getting tougher as the day goes on, and I'm sure that going into B squad later tonight, it's going to be kind of the same case where they're going to become a little bit more stretched and a little flatter as the pattern gets run over and over again. After game 5, Zach Tackett takes the lead at 175 over. Then we have Dick Allen, Thomas Larson, Joseph Grandin, Jesper Svensson, Kevin Williams, Arturo Quintero, Cortez Shank, Kyle Troop, Justin Knowles, Bill Neal, Tommy Jones at plus 86 is the current cut number. I know they just finished game 6, so we'll get updates here in the next couple minutes on that game. Until then, we'll just continue capturing and kind of keep moving along. A couple players kind of figured it out. Everybody's kind of in the right zone now, and a lot of right bowling balls going down the lane. Now it's just about shot making and making spares, and I think everybody has a really good shot that is outside the number. There's probably like 5 or 6 names that have a really good shot at making it into the number. Again, this is also just for A squad, so there's still B squad, and B squad could still jump everybody in that number. It's possible. Never can really take it away from anybody, so we'll see what happens. Games, Joseph Grandin took the lead at plus 195 over. Dick Allen is just behind him at 193 over. Then we have Zach Tackett, Tommy Jones, Kevin Williams. At the current cut number, we have 110 over. That is Justin Knowles. And then the rest of the field looks like Arturo Quintero, Sean Maldonado, Kyle Troop, Eldemar Ruiz, and Jake Peters, and Bill O'Neill. Game 7 just finished. Tom Smallwood shot 300. There is a big gap between the cut number and like the 20-ish range, like the 18 to 24 range. Still some room for improvement for some people. I think a lot of people have an idea now what they should be doing and where they should be playing. Again, the breakdown and the transition just kind of hit really hard and it hit really fast, so it's just a matter of everybody keeping their head straight and making all the spares possible and keeping it as close to the pocket as possible, because this is basically what this game is going to be for the rest of this week. So let's get back into some action, and yeah. after 7 games, we are at 228 over with the lead, with Zach Tackett taking over the lead. And then going down, we have Joseph Grondin, Dick Allen, Arturo Quintero, Tommy Jones, Tom Smallwood, who shot 300 Game 7 once again, Bill O'Neill, Ildemar Reeves, Tom Doherty, Kyle Troop, Jake Peters, and Justin Knowles. They're just about done with Game 8. They're finishing off the 9th, 10th frame. And I believe Justin will still keep that 12th spot, which, again, still plenty of room to work with to be able to make it into the cut number for the top 12 going into tomorrow. B squad will get started here in a couple hours, so we'll come back and resume for that.
You know, pretty good block today overall. Actually, my lowest score that I bowled was probably the best game that I bowled, coincidentally. Game 7, I shot 180. Made the flip down here, and I shot 277 to jump me all the way back up, probably around top 4 or 5 or so. So no complaints about this block. A couple shots I would love to have back, but yeah, I'm human. You know, I'm going to throw a couple bad shots. But overall, just riding the wave right now.
If you want to get paid, you need to only ride with the
squad with 264 over, so he is currently the leader of this squad. It's kind of hard to be able to tell you what the cut number is going to be until a few games in, just because of the fact that the scores are added both together from A squad and B squad on this score sheet. So I'm kind of trying to update this game by game as best I possibly can. It's going to be kind of hard until we get a little bit into like game 4 or 5 probably. But we're just going to go around film everybody and see what happens.
I did. See, he strikes when I watch.
After 2 games in B squad, EJ Taka is still the leader. He shot 264, 289. 289 he left a 9 pin in the 11 shot. And then we have the next closest person is Mitch Hupe at plus 102 over. So scoring pace is a little higher in this squad just to start off. There's a lot of guys that are struggling. Realistically, it's the same thing from earlier. It's just finding the right ball for the right pairs and just hitting everything just right. So definitely a lot of splits, definitely a lot of guys struggling. It's just a matter, again, of finding the right ball motion for what's going on out here. So next game, here we go. AJ Tackett's still leading B squad with 152 over. He's still not in the regular number for the top 12, which again will probably change as we get into like game 4, 5, and 6, just because of the fact that it is a whole squad ahead of them that's on this list. And then we have Chris Prather leading up after him, then Don Barrett at 130 over, and then the next closest person is Anthony Simonson at 100 over. Next couple games will really tell who's going to make it into the number. Still, all of A squad is still in the top of the field, so it's looking really good for some of the A squad guys are up at the very top of the list. But again, it's anybody's race. Everybody's looking really good. Everybody's kind of trying to figure out what to do pair to pair, but everybody's holding well. It's just one of those things. Everybody has to fight the same thing, which is finding the right ball, finding the right time to throw it, and throwing it really well, which out here, we're talking about 64, the best of the best. So anybody has this. Games, EJ jumped into 8th place with 179 over. He's currently the leader of B squad still, and just behind him is Chris Prather at 158 over. They're both in the number currently for the overall for the top 12 that go into match play on Friday. Next person up from B squad is at 145 over. That's AJ Johnson. Then Anthony Simonson at 138 over, and Stu Williams at 136 over. Stu did just bowl 300. They just finished game 5. I'm actually editing that video, and you guys can check any videos of any 300s that happened during the blocks at all the USBC pages for social media, which I'll pop up right here for you guys to be able to check out. But we're going to go ahead and get back into watching the action here. They're going into game 6, so 3 more games to go. All right, 6, 7, 8. 3 more games to go to see who makes it into the top 12 just off of this squad or this round of qualifying. So we still have another 8 games from each squad tomorrow that we have to watch. So we'll see how all that goes. games. Again, Stu Williams shot 300, so he jumped into plus 236 over. EJ Taka is in third at 227 over. Then we have Jacob Buttroff in the number in 6th place. Thomas Kaiko, who is in 11th with 178 over, and Chris Prather at 172 over. A lot of good games for a lot of good people, and everybody's just kind of trying to push along as best as they possibly can. The next couple of numbers that are close is Anthony Simonson, AJ Johnson, and Sam Cooley, who still has a chance of making a run. So, 2 games left. They're just about to start game 7. So, still a lot of room for people to improve and a lot of people to drop off. So, hopefully everybody kind of gets a little bit of a swing going and can push through these last couple games and do something cool. So, yeah, on to the next. Stu is still the leader of B squad with 250 over. EJ Taka just behind him at 246 over. Then we have Thomas Kaiko, Christopher Prather, Jacob Buttroff, and then Anthony Simonson. All those names are currently in the number at 183 over or more. And then we still have Sam Cooley in 17th at 157 over, and then Don Bear is in 21st at 147 over. They probably have the closest chance to be able to make it into the number tonight. Make it into the number tonight. We'll probably have a little bit of a harder chance tomorrow to be able to make it in, but this squad is definitely a little bit more stacked rep rate wise versus B squad or A squad. So I think they're just playing a little bit differently. There's a lot of lofting going on. Just about everybody that has more than 400 reps is swinging it from in front of the ball return. So definitely a little bit different. They're playing a little bit trickier just because of the fact that you have to cover so much. So let's get into the last couple games here and see what's up.
Where's John? Where's John? Yeah. So anyway, you want to? Yeah. Pretty happy with the block. Obviously, to take the lead was awesome. Yeah, I've focused on like the things I've been working on with Mark Baker. Felt like I threw a lot of good shots. Got a little bit hairy at the end of game 6. Had a couple of opens in a game that could have been 260. I ended up turning it into 215. So, yeah, they got a little tricky the last couple. It'll be interesting to see how people start tomorrow because obviously they're going to break down a little differently. So, got to use my experience of bowling here a lot, knowing kind of the intricacies of the differences in the lanes and stuff, and then hopefully that can produce another solid block going into the finals.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
No worries.
It feels good to beat him. Obviously, there's always going to be a rivalry between us. I'm so happy for him that he bowled absolutely fantastic today. I mean, he's 15 pins from leading a day at a national tour stop, the best in the world. So that's a huge accomplishment in and of itself. So I couldn't be happier for him. But I was trying really hard in the 10th frame that last game to make sure I threw a double to beat him. But, you know, it's just one of those things. It doesn't really mean anything except for between him and I. but yeah, like I said, I'm super excited for him that he's bowling well. Him and I had a little powwow a couple weeks ago during the U.S. Open. He didn't make out PTQ. We both bowled league on Wednesday night at our parents' center. And I bowled Wednesday morning and then didn't bowl again until Thursday night. So I went home because it's only like an hour and a half. Just hung out at league, had a couple drinks with the buddies, you know. And after we were done, me and Zach had a little chat about some things that, you know, I feel when I'm bowling, and I told him about them. And he's been throwing the ball way better since then. And I think today is definitely proof of that. You know? And I'm not gonna take all the credit. Obviously, I can't. You know, all I did was just share information, but he's the one out here throwing shots. So I'm really excited for him.
Sweet, awesome. And then what's your mindset going into tomorrow, and what's going to be a game plan going into tomorrow, knowing that they're probably going to play a little different?
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is day to day. Obviously, we're going from the night block to the morning block, so they should play a little bit different. Pretty much every time the machine goes down the lane, they get a little bit flatter, a little bit tighter. So just got to plan for that and come out in the morning and see what the lanes give me and make my best educated guess on what to do, what ball to throw, and hopefully put up another block similar to what I just did.
Sweet, awesome. Thank you.
You.